Hello you guys, it is your girl Eternal Femme and I'm back with another reading for the sign of Aquarius, summarizing Venus, North Node, or any other heavy placements in your chart. Please be sure to like the video if it resonate, comment down below for the vibe, and subscribe. And if the reading don't resonate today, maybe next time. Welcome back to the channel, you guys, and welcome to those of you who are new. Let's see what Spirit has for you. I already got a card flying out. We got the Fool. What messages for the sign of Aquarius, Holy Spirit? I cleanse this energy from any negative energy that may be trying to interfere with these messages. All right. Five of Cups is in reverse. Temperance is in reverse. Page of Coins, Eight of Coins is in reverse. Bottom of the deck is the Queen of Wands in reverse. You know, I feel like you have a new beginning here. Like, this is something you've been looking forward to, it looks like here. Like, you know this new beginning is coming, or you have this new beginning and you kind of don't want to take it for granted. You're really just, you know, applying yourself in this new phase of your life, it looks like here. And I feel like for some of you guys, you came out of some sort of disappointment. You could have even pulled yourself out of a depression, you know. Take will resonate. Where I feel like things are on the up and up with you. You're very inspired, or you just have a different outlook. Maybe after going through a moment of disappointment, or maybe after going through a moment of like feeling sorry for yourself, or going through a moment of feeling like, you know, down in a slump. You guys are pulling yourself out of that, and you're like in this new journey, this new beginning. You're like, you know, this is not a new beginning. I'm just going to take a different path. Or maybe you had to start all over and you're like, I'm going to take this opportunity to do things differently that I may have done in the past. And I feel like it's almost like there could be an energy that is very irritated with the fact that you are so focused. You know, like they're like, you know, maybe they're all over the place, or, you know, maybe they ain't got nothing to do. I don't know. Maybe somebody is just hanging around. Maybe they want to hang with you, or maybe they're just competing with you. But your guides want you to know that this person is just a distraction. Especially if you're so focused and you're so hell-bent on focusing on whatever this is. Like, you know, you may talk to this person every once in a while, but you go right back into doing what you're doing, or right back into zoning in on what you're doing. So it's like your productivity is bothering somebody, because maybe they're not as productive. Maybe they take a lot of days off, or maybe they beat around the bush a lot of the time. Like, maybe this is somebody, like I said, maybe if you work, maybe they don't work, or if they do work, they don't work as many hours, or their job is not as hard. I don't know what it is, but I feel like you're busy, or you have a routine, or you have a set schedule, or you're just so hell-bent on making something happen for you. You're really focused on progress, it looks like here. And somebody is very irritated because they're actually trying to be a distraction, or they are a distraction. Somebody knows that they're distracting you. And I feel like what their intentions, it looks like, is because you could be dealing with the Queen of Wands in reverse. This could also be you guys, okay? Make sure, you know, you're not allowing somebody to play off of your insecurities, because at this time, this could be what somebody is doing. Like, you could have expectations for yourself, and somebody could be like, girl, you is not going to get that done by that day, or it is not going to get done by that day. Or, you know, even if that could be the reality of things. We do have to be considerate of, you know, time and things like that. Even if that is the truth, I feel like somebody here is putting doubts in you, or making you feel insecure, because they waste a lot of time. They beat around the bush. They really don't have faith in themselves. They're dealing with some sort of insecurities. And so if you have plans, you have things that you want to do, and this person sees that about you, and they also may have things that they want to do, but they waste a lot of time. They procrastinate a lot. And so what they can do is they could be causing you to question, you know, if whatever expectations you have for yourself are going to stand, or if it's going to last, or if it's really going to happen for you. So just make sure that if you are working on something and it's like in the making, I would keep that to myself. And the little wins that you do get, or the good news that you do get, or the milestones that you do hit, I would, if you do want to celebrate towards people who will respect every journey of the way. I'm going to use my locks as an example because that's what I'm being pulled to. For those of you who have locks, you know how you go, people call it the ugly phase, where like you just now starting their starter locks, and then people kind of like talk about it, or they joke about it, or they assume like it's not gonna last, you're probably gonna comb it out, you know what I'm saying? They don't really see the progress, or they can't see the future in it. They just see it at the beginning and they're like, heck no, I would never get locks. And then they grow out and they're very beautiful and healthy, and then everybody wants locks. It's giving that vibe where it's like somebody sees something at the quote unquote ugly stage. Like you're just at the beginning, you know, it's rough, you know, you're still learning, you know, you really just now putting your foot in there. They can't really see the vision. And then like, you know, they're kind of just trying to knock you off. That's where you get tested the most, is at the most at the beginning. You know, people usually try to take you off your path, or you end up falling back into your old ways, or you end up giving up and you end up quitting. Usually it's at the beginning when you're just now trying to get your foot in. You realize you're not the best. You're probably not the most skilled at whatever it is that you're doing, but you see that you have some sort of future in it because you started it for a reason. You had some sort of faith or some sort of idea or some sort of vision from the beginning, and that's why you started. And sometimes when people get in, they start realizing that they got to put a lot of work into something, they have to put a lot more effort into something. That's when they start to realize like, oh, okay, this may be a little harder than I thought. And for some of you guys, you could be dealing with people around you who are like, yeah, like you just thinking it's just going to be easy, or you thinking it's going to be a slap on the wrist, and you don't realize what's up ahead. But it's like, if I get afraid of every hurdle or every mountain that I see, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to climb because it's just too high, then I'll never get nowhere. And that's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody here who is afraid of a challenge. Afraid, I'm also getting as well, they're afraid to be embarrassed. So this can be a situation, somebody's afraid of failure. Somebody's afraid to look like a failure, but you're already considered a failure if you quit. You get what I'm saying? So somebody's like, well, I'd rather be on this side. I feel like as well, think of it, somebody has a twisted view of like what it looks like to win and what it looks like to lose. They're like, if I don't try, then people will never know that I'm not good at this. But it's like, okay, but if you never practice and you never put any efforts, then you're never going to know what you're good at, and you're never going to really get any better, because even if you are good at something, practice makes perfect. So if you're not practicing, or you're not trying to enhance your skills or whatever the case is, of course you're going to be like, okay, well, I think I should do something else. No, you need to take the time to invest in what you are working in. Invest in your craft. Because if you don't invest in your craft, of course you're going to be stuck at that level, and you're going to be like, I'm never going to get to this place in my life, because there's so much. Especially if you're trying to compare yourself to a teacher. So if you're somebody who has mastered whatever you're doing, and you are a beginner, and you're sitting here trying to be a master overnight, baby, let me tell you something. Even a teacher will tell you it takes practice. Okay? So you're dealing with somebody here where, you know, they give up a lot, or they just don't try at all because they're afraid to fail. And that's just where you are not in your life. And somebody here could be trying to get you to kind of like crabs in a bucket type of vibe. You know, why are you trying anyway? There's no point in trying, Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a lot. It's going to take you years. And some people are going to have to take, this is the harsh truth. And that's the point of this reading, it looks like. And I'm only 5 cards in. Okay. I feel like the point of this reading, Aquarius, is that, dang, I don't want to lose it. I lost it. Hold on. Let me get it back. You hear that part in the movie? The ocean chose you. No, but the point of this reading is that you're going to have to, thank you, Holy Spirit. It takes sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice some years. You're going to have to sacrifice some time. Because at the end of the day, as long as you are, like they say, you got to make it count. At the end of the day, life is going to move on. And one thing that we don't want to waste is time. So if you are going to do something with your life and you are going to have this time, because it's not promised, but what I will say is that use it wisely. Use it wisely. And somebody here is not willing to invest their years or their life into something because they're afraid that, what if I get to this point in my life and I fail? What if you're still alive and you're still breathing, take another path, choose another direction. But there is no point of somebody being afraid of making mistakes, because at the end of the day, how will you ever learn if you never fall? And people need to stop being afraid of failure. It's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. But what it's not okay to do is to quit. It's not the end all be all for you. And it's crazy because Spirit is bringing me to, how many times did you make mistakes in your past and you are still here today because you took a new path. You took a new direction. There are so many friendships, relationships, businesses, jobs that you may have started and stopped, started over, tried something new. Maybe you've lost jobs, lost friendships, lost relationships, but it didn't stop you. And if it is hindering you, this message is for you. Do not be afraid to start another relationship out of a fear of being hurt. All you are doing is causing delays on your journey. All you are doing is wasting time. Because if you could be taking that time to, if you want to start a new relationship, and whatever it is that you feel like you're working on or you need to work on, or whatever it is that you haven't seen yet, it doesn't matter how much time you spend in solitude, experiences matter. So if you are not allowing yourself to experience life, then of course, sitting in a house all day is not going to change the fact that you may have some things that you may need to work on. And sometimes it takes us to engage with others, try new things, go new places to really see things from a broader perspective, because we cannot limit ourselves to our past experiences. If we do not allow ourselves to fail, then we will never learn. We will never be able to perfect the situation. We will never be able to be aligned with our higher self, because we are too afraid to take risks. You have to take risk, Aquarius. And whoever this person is, they're afraid to take risks. They're afraid to be laughed at. People are going to laugh at you. And it's crazy because I have to keep using myself as an example. Sometimes, and I've noticed this about myself, sometimes I won't post. Like, you know how we have the community board on here. Sometimes I will not post because I'll be like, people don't care. Like, they don't care. And I'm afraid of being embarrassed, like nobody likes it or nobody comments, you know. I'll be afraid to say stuff because I'll be like, they're just gonna be like, she looks dumb, you know. And that has hindered me a lot in my life, where I won't do something because I'm like, people are gonna be like, look at her, she didn't get no likes, or she didn't get no comments, or people didn't even say anything, or people didn't even respond. And then I realized that a lot of people notice you more than you think. They may not comment. They may not respond. You know, maybe they're not comfortable, or maybe they're just not in that place, or maybe they don't want to be seen. A lot of people like myself like to be anonymous. So it's not that they don't see you. It's not that they don't hear you. It's not that you're going unnoticed, because a lot of the times our biggest supporters, we don't even know they exist. They watch us in the night, okay? I'm okay with that. And Spirit told me and confirmed to me that keep posting. Because it doesn't matter who subscribes, it doesn't matter who comments, it doesn't matter who likes it. What matters is that they got the message. And whoever needed to hear it, whether they comment, liked, or subscribed, they saw the message, they received the message, and they got the memo. And that's all that matters. So I feel like a lot of you guys, you don't realize how much of an influence that you have, and just not doing it at all out of fear of rejection, or out of fear of people just not taking you well, receiving you well, or you just don't want to let yourself down, or you just don't want to be disappointed. Some of you guys are just going to have to push past that bridge and just, you know, stop being afraid to walk over it. You're going to have to, because if you keep sitting here at this place and not making no choices, or not making no decisions, or not taking no chances, then you are going to be sitting in the same phase of your life 10 years from now. And you're thinking that by harboring your time, harboring your energy, that's going to keep you or save you from wasting years of your life. But you're already doing that by trying to keep yourself secluded or isolated from everyone or new experiences, and you're not living. You're just surviving. So you need to come out of survival and start living your life, Aquarius. Three of Wands in reverse. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, somebody here cannot see their future, or somebody here is afraid of the future. Do not be afraid. Time waits for no one. Man, I'm telling you, face your fears with the moon in reverse. I'm already getting my chills. You gotta face your fears. Time waits for nobody. The Three of Wands, that's the ships. Don't miss your opportunity. Don't miss your chance being afraid to take chances, being afraid to take risks. Don't miss it. This is the ships leaving. This is when they're returning. They're coming for you. They're leaving when it's in reverse. Don't let life and opportunities pass you by out of fear. Face your fears. Knight of Swords. That's what I'm getting. Don't let somebody try to tell you what's right. Somebody could be trying to control you. Okay? Somebody may want to come into debates with you, argue with you, tell you what they already know. This is the type of person, thank you, Holy Spirit, this is the type of person that gets irritated with you. Now you know. The charger's right there. Okay. Hurry up, because you don't got no clothes on, Ishma. And shut that door behind you, okay? Thank you. What was I saying? Goodness. Oh, yeah. This is the type of person who gets upset with you when they try to tell you about how they feel or what they've done and how it didn't work for them and how this happened, this is why they won't do this, or this is why they can't do this, and this. And you're like, okay, that's fine, that's your story. I'm still gonna do it though. Like, somebody is very upset. Somebody's like, no, because I said it doesn't work. And you're like, okay, that's fine. It didn't work for you though. And that's what some of y'all have to realize as well. Just because everything may work for you, it may not work for the next person. And sometimes whatever works for the next person ain't gonna work for you. Whatever the case is, don't let people, everybody else's experience stop you from living your life. That's what I'm getting. A lot of people live vicariously through others, and they need to just live for themselves. It doesn't matter what your mama, your cousin, your daughter, your son, whoever they've done and they've tried and they failed, that does not mean you're going to fail. People, my family, their biggest one, because my family like to live in fear, man. And that's why I had to move away. I'm in a whole nother location because my family is the fear thing. People die. People die everywhere. People die everywhere. Like, I've even moved to locations and they be like, why would you come here? It's this, it's that, which may be the truth. But I don't walk the same steps as you. You get what I'm saying? My path is orchestrated. This was already in the cards for me. And that's why a lot of us have to walk on faith. Does not mean go out here and be reckless and naive. No. But you have to listen to yourself and you have to listen to divine guidance. If you don't believe in anything, believe in yourself. And if you have a knowing, you're like, I know that I'm going to be okay. You need to believe that. You need to know that you got you. And that whatever is not for you, then you will make the right judgment to carry on with your life. You don't have to stay stuck or stagnant in anything. But it's better you try and fail than to just not move forward in your life. I'm telling you, Three of Swords. You got people who got trust issues. They have fear. They've been heartbroken. They've been hurt before. They trust is all messed up. They paranoid. And they trying to speak that same fear over you. They're trying to speak that doubt over you. Nobody believed in them. Nobody loved them. Nobody cared. And that's how they are. And sometimes people operate out of that. Sometimes people be thinking they coming from a good place when they tell you just stop, turn around, don't do it. When in reality, they're coming from a place of that's what they were told. They're projecting. And that's the only way they know how to be. Is to shut you down, because trying to pick you up is a hard thing to do when they've never experienced that. They stuck in that. This is my bubble. This has protected me this far. And then they probably got people around them who convince them and tell them like, yeah, see, since you didn't go, that's why you still here. When they could be living on a yacht somewhere, happy with their life across seas because they took a chance on themselves. And they stepped out of their fear. And whole time, while they're like, yeah, I'm safe right here and I'm safe not knowing. That's a crazy place to be, is to just not know. And a lot of people, that's why a lot of people are scared of death, because they don't know. They don't know. They don't know. They're afraid of it because they're like, I don't know what's on the other side. But there's a lot of things you are never going to know. And that's why you have to walk on faith and believe that you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Man, Ten of Swords. Eight of Swords. Yeah. This person could have gave up on their dreams or something like that. I'm not going to get emotional in this reading. It's crazy because as we talk about this, the song playing in the back with Moana is You Know Who You Are. And she was talking about how she stole the heart, how he stole the heart from her, from Takiti, I believe it is. And she forgot who she was. And this is giving me like somebody has been through so much in their life. They've probably been through a lot of heartache. And it has turned them into this person. They really believe that like this mask or this wall that they have up is like, they really think that like this is what's best. And some of them, it could have turned them cold, it could have turned them bitter, it could have turned them angry, you know. They may be trying to attack you in some sort of way because they believe that like what you're doing is wrong. And some of them, whether it's subconsciously, they may feel like you left them behind. You left them behind. And they were still trying to figure out, you know, what to do with their life. And they feel like you moving forward in your life, they feel like you left them behind. And that's why I feel like this person is so hell-bent on distracting you and trying to get in your face and trying to spend a lot of time with you or trying to force their opinions on you because they know you're leaving them behind, because they just do not have the courage. They don't have the courage. I feel like somebody has the Ten of Swords, something ended abruptly in their life. They're stuck in their head about it and they're very insecure. They can't get it out their mind. Okay, that they feel stuck or that they are stuck in a certain place in their life. If they were hurt, betrayed, they're stuck in that place. Okay, and they're not moving past it. And some of y'all, you're like, I can't put my life on hold. I have to keep going with my life. I have to face my fears. And somebody is not there. Yeah, the Five of Wands, they want to fight and argue with you and come out to you because they're stuck there. If somebody is an enemy or mad at you or want confrontation with you, it's not because you did something wrong. It's because you did what was best for you. Somebody feel like you should have considered them, or you should have considered your ancestors, whatever the case is, because maybe they decided that they weren't going to do it or they weren't going to move forward. Or like I said, with how the elders in my family like to speak that whole fear stuff, and we should all stay here because, you know, people die. And it's like, okay, yeah. And so you leave, you move on, and they're in fear. I feel like somebody's actually afraid for your life because people are telling them people die. Like, it's giving that vibe. Like, somebody is so afraid for you because you are living outside of the perimeter that they set for you. They're like, oh my goodness, Aquarius has swum across the reef. Like, it's giving that vibe. Like, it is crazy that this movie Moana is playing in the background while I'm talking about this, because I feel like that. I feel like you swam beyond the reef and they're like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are they gonna be okay? Like, somebody could even be praying for you. Like, I feel like somebody is in complete fear, but it's also anger. It's like a mixture, because if you're still here You're still surviving. You've made it past that ugly phase, and they're like, they're okay. They're okay. But at the same time, it angers them because they still have not taken the chance. They still have not taken the risk. You have proved somebody wrong. You proved a bunch of people wrong, but they are still afraid to swim beyond the reef. And that's just what this is. Death. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. You went through a rebirth. I'm telling you, the Fool and the death, literally. The beginning and the end, it looks like. This is over. I feel like you have broken free from a generational cycle or a pattern, or a cycle. Like I said in your last reading, you pulled the plug. That's just what this is giving. You pulled the plug on a situation. Yeah, you have a higher knowing, or you see a situation completely. Something has changed your perspective, because it's like, you guys told me this wasn't possible, and I did it. You guys told me this wasn't possible, and I did it. What does this do for me? It broadens your horizon. Now it's like, I can go further. I can do more. And like they say, don't go chasing waterfalls. But this is beyond that. I feel like you're testing the limits, and you're seeing how far you can go. And like they say, don't get greedy, don't get big-headed, don't overdo it, but don't be afraid. Like I said, you have to believe in yourself to know that you're going to make all the right decisions for you. And when you don't have the decisions, take a break and wait. Don't rush into anything. Take a break and wait. Because if you've already gotten to this past phase of your life and you're like, I've been making it this far, and then you come to a point in your life when you're like, okay, what do I do next? What do I do from here? That is when you sit in silence with yourself. Because if you don't have the answers right off back, because this may be an unfamiliar territory, a lot of the times experiences is what gets us through things. What if you've never experienced it before? So it's like, okay, I don't know. This is an unknown territory for me. So I don't know how to survive here. That is when you sit in one with yourself and you come to a conclusion. And even though you still are going to have to take a risk, just know that putting one foot in front of the other is going to basically help you in the long run. And Spirit is bringing me to, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but it's that show where they played all those games, and I know they was getting killed and stuff like that, but it's called, darn, I forgot what it's called. Squid Games. And it's Spirit is bringing me to the glass where they was jumping on each glass and it broke. And then they were like, okay, that broke, but somebody sacrificed and somebody, but it's giving me a vibe where your guides are telling you, like, you're just going to have to take a chance. And even though it's unfamiliar, being afraid to go, what happened? Like, time is running out. You get what I'm saying? Time is running out. So time is ticking, Aquarius. You just going to have to take a chance. Okay? You just going to have to take a chance. And when you just don't know what to do, sit in with one. Sit with one and really analyze, what should I do next? Okay? Sexuality, creativity, pleasure, sacral chakra. Yeah, so you guys are creative. You're creating. You're very creative. And I feel like because of that, it has brought you so far. Because your mind, your imagination, you guys have such you have such a really deep eye for things. So you could see things in a very creative way. Like you are such a creative thinker, so you know how to maneuver around things. If you do face challenges, you do face hurdles, you're very creative when it comes to things. You know how to take experiences and make them into something else. Like, and I'm also getting as well, thank you, Holy Spirit, you're like the magician. You know how to take all of the tools that you have and create something for yourself. And because of that, that's why people are like, how are you making these things possible? Because you can look at where you are in your life and you can look around and see all the things that you have, and you can build yourself a boat. Okay? It's like, I have all of these things around me. I should be able to build myself a platform or some sort of foundation that'll get me to the next phase. So you're just somebody who knows how to use what you have, use the resources, people, whatever the case is. With the magician comes manipulation. So it's not that you have to, manipulate people to get what you want, but you do have to be observant of who is an asset to you and who can help you get to the next phase, okay? Or what you have or what can help you get to the next phase of your life. You're just really good at overanalyzing things. You're good at analyzing everything and putting the pieces together and applying everything to where it needs. And you guys know who will be a good asset, who will be a good fit for you, and you know who not, who to eliminate, who to get rid of, or who to get out of your life in order for you. Because sometimes we do have to look at it as a game. Because in a game, you do have to find all of the puzzles to the pieces to unlock the door. And once you unlock the door, you realize along the way that it may start with 15 of y'all, but by the time it gets to the finish or you get close to the end, it's only about 3 of y'all left. That's just what it is. That's just how life is. Everybody's not going to be able to go with you. And some people just don't have the power. And some people in reality just don't work good in teams as well. You could also be dealing with people who are very self-centered. They want to be the winner all the time. They want to be the leader all the time. And instead of allowing other people who are good at different things, take the forefront, share the spotlight, so that, okay, if you're good at, say, math, you're good at math, and this is a math problem, we need somebody who is really good at math to fill this out. You let that math, that person who got that brain or that brilliance, you let them be in the forefront so they can lead y'all. If somebody is good at science, if somebody's good at whatever, you can have a deep intuition, and you can have an inner knowing, and you can have a broader perspective. You're like, I see deeply into this. I can see the future. And instead of letting you take the lead for a little while so y'all can get past this phase of your life, somebody doesn't want you to do that, so they may not be a good team player. So yeah, if you have to move forward in your life, you need to be around people who are willing to collaborate and not compete. Somebody wants to be the leader, somebody always wants to be the best. It's a competition with them, and you're like, that's not how it works in life. We have to learn to work together, and if we don't never learn how to work together, it's always going to fail. And that's just, I feel like now at this point I'm prophesying. Let me just go on with my life. I'm done. Yeah, independent. Yeah, you had to go solo. You had to snip somebody out your life, because if y'all working as a team, they're working against you. Yeah, that's why it's not working. And somebody's mad because you figured out, or you have the creativity to create for yourself. You could have a life path number 3, but you have the creativity, or you're very creative. So it's like, if you are the type of person where you are a birther, you can birth new beginnings, or you can start over with no problem. You can start from scratch. It doesn't bother you. And somebody's realizing that. I feel like maybe you guys are learning right now. And that's why your guides are telling you to, even if you are somebody here who is creative, your guides want you to stop starting over. So if you're like a person, like I said, who you are, you birth something new, but then, maybe something gets challenging, or maybe you lose inspiration, or maybe you're like, oh my goodness, this isn't working. Really try to see that thing through. Okay. So I feel like that's what it is here. Maybe you're dealing with, because it's giving heavy Sag energy. Okay. Maybe, because I will say this is what Sagittariuses are good at. They're very good at discovering things. They are very smart individuals. Okay. They are smart. Okay, they're smart individuals. They really have insight when it comes to things. They're usually the wise ones. You can go to them for anything. They're usually book smart people. But I feel like one thing about Sagittarius is they live off of experiences as well. Okay, so I feel like you could be dealing with an individual here where they may be good at that. You guys could have been great, because one thing about Sagittarius and Aquarius, they could be great teammates. Okay, they could be great friends, because they both have really good insight. So I feel like because of that, you could have been dealing with somebody who was like the missing piece to your puzzle, but you're like, okay, but this person could have been competing. They don't have to be a Sagittarius. I'm just getting that energy. They could have been competing with you. Okay. And I feel like with this full energy, you're like, well, you know what? Scratch this. I'll just go somewhere else, or I'll go be with someone else, or I'll go work with somebody else, because whatever we're doing, it's not working. It's not going to work. So I feel like because of that, you are learning how to do things independently. So maybe this is teaching you some sort of independence. That yes, you may be the type of person who can create, but can you keep it going? Can you keep going? Can you keep it forward? Can you stay postured up, or can you stay committed to something? Because you guys can be the fool. You can just be like, well, oh well, oh okay, oh I'm out. All right, this isn't working for me. I'm gone. Like, let's be real. But your guides are bringing some sort of change in you. They're trying to change that about you. Like, keep that. We love that you take risks, but we also want you to stay consistent or to keep moving forward. Okay, you don't have to keep starting over. Business partner, yeah, I'm telling you, you guys can have some sort of partnership here. It says being accountable. That's what I'm getting. Some of you guys, you have to hold yourself accountable. If this has anything to do with your business, your career, maybe you have somebody who you work with, you can have a business partner that you work with, you're gonna have to hold them accountable, or you're gonna have to hold yourself accountable. You could be dealing with somebody who procrastinates a lot, takes a lot of breaks, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not showing up to work on time, or maybe you guys got a project that you're working on and it just seems like you're always ready or they're not, or it's vice versa. Maybe you procrastinate a lot. Maybe somebody's expecting or they're waiting for you to show up, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, I got that issue myself where I can go a while and then be like, oh shoot, like I should post, or I should say something, or I should do something, or you know, I haven't returned it in. Like I wait to the final day or the last day until, you know, all this work has built up, and then I'll finally put it in all together, and then I'm burnt out by the end of the night because I done did all this work on one night when I could have gradually went through this paperwork throughout the days. You know, it's like doing all your tests on one day because you had the whole week to do them, but you waited to that last day to where it has to be turned in to get everything done. So some of you guys, your guides are telling you like you need to hold yourself accountable. If this is your business partner, you need to hold them accountable. If they are procrastinating, they're not really putting their best foot, maybe they even speak in fear over you, or they're telling you like you could just wait, and it seems like they're always rushing last minute to get things done. You know, you're gonna really have to hold somebody accountable. Yeah, it says a setup, not your person. Poverty, homelessness, that's what I'm getting. You're dealing with a crab in a bucket, y'all. This person is not your person. They're a setup for poverty, homelessness. This person is trying to, like, somebody here has a poverty-stricken mindset. Okay, and this is one of those situations where it's like, you know how they say you could take a person out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of a person? It's giving that vibe. It's giving that vibe. It's like you're trying to work with somebody, collaborate with somebody, but their mindset is still stuck on that mindset from the hood. It's giving that vibe where it's like, you know, they're still in survival mode. And it's like you're going to have to stop being afraid, or you're going to have to be professional. Because that's another thing. Some people don't know how to switch the switch. Like, yeah, we could key at home, but when we walk up into these doors, it's time to hit the professional. Okay? Because you can't act like you at home. Like, you don't have to be something that you're not, but you do have to put on a level of professionalism when you come into an environment of business. I don't care what nobody say. And somebody with the setup, they make you look bad on purpose. Especially if you're dealing with somebody who real, I ain't trying to knock them, but if you dealing with somebody here where I'm just being myself and I'm just being, this is just who I am, and you just gotta deal with it, it's cool, that, oh, well, baby, you ain't working with me. Ain't nobody judging you. But when it comes to business, you can't mix business with pleasure. Some of y'all, you may be realizing this. Maybe this is a friend. Maybe this is a family member. You trying to work with them, collaborate with them, do some work with them. And you're like, yeah, work with me. But their professionalism is at a minimum. You're like, oh, no. That's a bad look for me. They argue with customers, and maybe somebody gives some feedback, and they like, let me tell you something. You don't, oh, no. Oh, no. Oh no, there is a way that you have to do stuff. I'm so sorry. It's just giving that vibe. Yeah, and this may be somebody who makes a lot of excuses. Like, you didn't hear what they said, or you don't understand, or no, you don't understand. This is unprofessional. Okay? Yeah, some of y'all, you could be relocating. It says stand up for yourself, protected. You are protected. So if you need to relocate, move away from somebody, or maybe you telling somebody like, hey, I can't live with you, or maybe you tell somebody, hey, you got to get out, or I don't know, maybe you had to put somebody out, or maybe you had to tell them like, hey, no, you can't go with me. Maybe this person's trying to come towards you, come live with you, and you could be like, oh no, because y'all live two different lifestyles. So somebody could be trying to tell you that if this ain't work, they could be saying like, hey, can I come live with you, or can I move in with you? You're like, maybe you work from home. I don't know, but I feel like somebody here, that their energy carries. So you're like, if I let this person live in my home, this is a nice environment. This. You can't just be, doing all of that. You can't have all these people at my house. You can't be all outside doing the most. Like, you have to keep this professional. I live a low-key life. This is what I do. And it's not that you're trying to control somebody, but if somebody wants to come into your environment or they want to work with you, there has to be compromise. Okay? Like I said, this person doesn't have to completely stop being who they are to please you or make you happy. But what they will have to respect is that if they're coming into some sort of collaboration with you, especially if it makes sense. Like if somebody wants to come into a business with you, but some of the ideas or the things that this person is saying is just not in alignment with what you guys are speaking about, it's like, no, that is not going to work. Okay, maybe this is about budgeting or something like that, and somebody is like completely, or maybe they don't have like the complete understanding of like budgeting and things like that. Maybe you've been doing this, you've been through this, so you have insight, and they want to argue with you about what they will and will not do, but they have no real understanding on how this will affect the business because they don't have experience. I'm getting that. It's giving like somebody here who is like a novice, who want to be like a know-it-all, and you're like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, you're going to run the business to the ground if you do that. And they're like, nah, I just know it's gonna work, and then it fails, and then they're like, it must have been this. No, it's that you're not listening. Maybe there's somebody you want, or you're trying to help them. Maybe you've helped them with trying to find a home or get their own house. Maybe they call you about their bills and you tell them like, hey, just do it like this or just do it like that, because you have experience in this and it's working for you. And then they're like, no, I'm gonna just do it like this, and then it fails, and then they're sitting here like, no, you don't understand. No, you are not listening. Somebody feels like they can't learn. And because of that, I feel like you may have to stand up for yourself. This person could be homeless right now. I'm not going to lie. They could be either without a job or they're without a home. And they could be coming towards you looking for a job or looking for a place to stay. Okay? And you may be like, look, let me tell you something. I love you, but we don't work together on that level. And you just got to keep it real with some people. That doesn't make you a bad person, because you got to cut the news to somebody like, baby, I understand your situation, but maybe in the past, if they live with you, you're like, oh, it did not work. Especially if you know they're still in that energy. It didn't work. If maybe somebody wants to work with you, or they want to know where you work, can I get a job at that job? And you're like, oh, no, baby. And I'm just keeping it real. Some people, you be like, no, I cannot tell you where I work. I'm so sorry, because you come into my job, it just, let's be real, because if you put them on, you refer them to your job, they come work at your job, and then they calling you and like, but remember, and they done got in a fight 2 days later, and you're like, oh my goodness, they know that I referred them. That could take an effect on you, y'all. And that's why your guys could be telling you what the setup to pay attention to. If you know that you are stable, you're quiet, you keep to yourself, you don't really get in the mix of things, you're really low key, and somebody who you dealing with is very ratchet, loud, out there, do the most, fighting on the phone at 3 a.m. time. And then I was like, because I just got to keep it so real in this reading. I don't care who this is to you, they're unprofessional. Okay, and they don't care about how their behavior affects everybody else. Okay, so if you might have to stand up to yourself. You might have to stand up for yourself. You may have to tell somebody, I'm so sorry, no, you cannot stay with me, or I'm so sorry, like I just, maybe you should beat around the bush. I don't know if they're asking you like where you work. I don't know. Yeah, because it says stolen identity and faith. That's what I'm getting. You're going to have the faith, Aquarius, because I feel like as well, like this person wants to be in your shoes. That's really what it is. And that's why your guys could be saying this is a setup. Somebody wants to be in your shoes so bad, and instead of going through the proper training or allowing themselves to grow individually, they're just trying to come in and be in your place or stand up where you are standing or stand beside you, work beside you, which I don't feel like you're above this person. I feel like there's something about experience here where you're willing to do the work, you're willing to go through the trials and tribulations, you've made it towards past a certain phase in your life, and somebody is just at the beginning and they're already trying to compare themselves to you or put y'all on the same level, and you're just not. You're not. I feel like a lot of you guys may either be well educated, maybe you have some sort of higher level of education, or you've been in a situation, a business, a job for a very long time, or you're just very mature. You've been through some experience in your life, you've learned your lesson, and you live your life completely different than somebody. And instead of them, like I said, going through that, they're just trying to show up like they're you. And then when they stand next to you, they realize that they are not a match, especially where you are in your journey. Some of you guys, they're just not a match for you. You guys are not at the same level. And like I said, this is not to say you're better. I feel like you either have a higher level education, or you have a lot of experience where you are in your life, or you've came a long way and you have matured at a max. Okay? Because I'm getting you are very mature and somebody is not. They're just not. You have people who genuinely support you, who genuinely love you, and bringing this person on, I'm sorry, it will be a bad look just because of how somebody carries themselves, and they disregard other people's feelings. Like they don't care. This is the type of person that's crazy, because I have so many refers because Spirit show me flashbacks. And I know this is like one of those shows, but if you guys ever heard of that show, Baddies, I know it's ratchet, but look, everybody like a little bit of spice every once in a while. So it's Baddies, like where the girls was like, I forgot what I was about to say. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, like on Baddies, where like one of the girls, her friend came on the show and was ready to fight one of the girls she fought from the previous seasons. And she fought her and stuff like that. And her friend told her like, hey, I already told you, me and her squashed that beef. We're not mad at each other. We're not angry at each other. We don't have a problem. You know what I'm saying? So there's no reason for you to come up on the show and try to fight this girl if me and her already squashed our beef. And her friend was basically like, I don't care. I feel how I feel. And even though you said you don't have beef with her, I got beef with her because she had beef with you. And y'all could be dealing with somebody like that. And that's why you got to watch the type of stuff that you tell people. Because if you're a very forgiving person and you're dealing with somebody here where they see red, it don't matter who it is, they see red, especially if this is somebody you're dating, you forgave them and they're like, no, they're still dirty. And so every time you bring them in the same room with this person, they can't keep their mouth closed. Yeah, you're dealing with one of those people where you could be ranting about how your boss is annoying, and then you come on and then you bring this person on a work dinner, and you're like, you bring a +1, and they come and they talking to your boss all crazy because they're like, yeah, my sister told me that you was saying this, or my friend told me that you was the one who was acting like an op, and now they done cussed your boss out, and now you could potentially get fired because your friend don't know how to keep their mouth closed. You're dealing with that type of energy, okay? So if some of y'all went on about your life and you separated from whoever this is, it's good that you did. It's good that you did, because you're going to have to love this friend or love whoever this is from a distance. Because no. And some of y'all, they sitting here trying to play, because that setup card came out here. They're sitting here trying to play like they've changed or like they've on this new brink of life. They about to bring that mess into your new beginning. And that's what your guides are telling you to follow the signs, Aquarius. It's okay to make mistakes. Back to what we were saying at the beginning of the reading before we got on the rant about whoever this is. Back to the beginning of the reading. It's okay to make mistakes, Aquarius. Take risks. It's okay to make mistakes. Do not be afraid, okay? Put yourself first. You got to put yourself first. Because whoever this is, I'm telling you, it's going to, look deeper. This situation is deeper than this, okay? This is like the devil. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to put this person in devil energy, but this is like someone trying to clink themselves onto you because they know that you're not afraid, but they are afraid. So they're going to hold on to you and never truly live their life. Somebody is trying to live. Thank you. I was just talking about somebody living vicariously through you. Because you have proved some sort of point to these people, they're like, okay, well, now that Aquarius has made it through, I'm going to attach myself to Aquarius because Aquarius is not afraid. But since I'm afraid, I'm going to make sure that I walk in Aquarius' shoes. So you're going to be dealing with like a doppelganger, like somebody who, instead of just living life through their own lens or through their own experiences, they want to experience everything you experience because they want to be able to follow you, mimic you, so that they can come out with the same outcome. And then they're going to slowly realize that people need to realize that everything that works for you is not going to work for them. So that's why somebody could be getting angry, because you keep trying to get them to do the things that you do because they're trying to live through you. And then when they realize that doesn't work for them, what do? They get mad at you for it because they feel like, how is it working for you? It's not working for me. What are you doing differently? I feel like you're not telling me everything, when in reality, Spirit is trying to get this person to find their own identity and stop trying to attach themselves to yours. Or take a resonate. Great things are happening for you though. Your guys are so proud of you because great things are happening because you are taking risks. Your past does not dictate your future. That's what I'm getting. I got people in the past biting their fingers like, oh no. Your past don't dictate your future. Some of y'all are getting as well. Like I said, if you made mistakes in the past, that ain't got nothing to do with the future. If you've been hurt, betrayed, that ain't got nothing to do with the future. You don't know that. And I will say, even as a reader, we can predict things, but it doesn't mean that God has the final say, or whoever you believe in, the higher source. Sometimes things are just a deja vu. Sometimes things just like deja vus. A deja vu is usually when something has shifted in this dimension. So what's happening here is, even if it is predicted, it can change. The future can change. The past will never, but the future can. So it doesn't matter what is predicted over your life. It can change either by things happening, either by, like I said, you not taking any chances, you not taking any risks. Because I can tell you, yeah, you're going to be a millionaire. But if you never take the steps to apply yourself, yeah, that millionaire will seem very far-fetched from where you are because you're not taking the steps or you're not applying yourself. So yeah, the future can change. So for a lot of you guys, it's like, if you're sitting here and you're feeling like, you know, oh, this happened to me in the past, it ain't got nothing to do with your future. You have the power to rewrite the future, okay? Get more information. That's what I'm getting. Use the tools, use your resources. Have courage. I don't know how else to say this. Have courage. Show someone support. That's what I'm getting. The best thing you can do is to do your best. And the best thing you could do is love them from a distance. Love them from a distance. Encourage them. You know, you ain't got to beat them down. Tell them about what they is and what they not doing and talk their ear off. No. I love you. I wish the best for you. If they need some resource, they need to apply themselves. These are all the things that I have done, but I can't promise you anything. You know, because times change as well. You could be a lot further than somebody. The times could have changed, because that's also an effect of fate. Time can change a lot. Okay, that's why I said whatever you do with your time, just make sure you make it count, because time can change a lot. And that's why the future can change. Doesn't matter what is predicted, the future can change. The future is up in the air for everybody, okay? So trust your intuition. That's all you really can do, is trust your intuition, Aquarius. That's all you can do. So I feel like some of y'all, once again, as well, some things, when we do predict things, it is the near future, okay? It's the near future. So a lot of the time, if your intuition is guiding your steps, your guides could be wanting you to be more in the now, because when you do get these predictions or you do get these intuitive downloads, it's for your next steps to come, okay? It's probably not going to be for 10, 15 years, because we're not that far ahead yet. We are still in the now, okay? And so if your guides are sending you predictions or signs or dreams, it's usually for the near future, okay? They don't want you, they usually don't get you crowded or get you caught up on things that's happening years and years to come from now, because that's going to be too much on your plate. Man, I know that each step I take towards one dream creates momentum for the next. I am moving forward. Move forward. I know that it is important to celebrate each win, no matter how big or small. I am celebrating me. That's what I'm getting. Don't let people downplay your progress, because these are the same people who at one point felt like wherever you are now, it wasn't possible. So now that you've done it, now they're trying to downplay it. Don't let nobody do that to you, because they haven't done it. These are y'all dealing with people who have never done what you've done, but they talking about you. That don't make sense. Do it. I know that I have everything it takes to build the life of my dreams. I am capable. I'm telling you, you got it in you. You got it in you. You better believe you got it in you, Aquarius. I know that my journey will have highs and lows. I am aiming for progress. Yes. Final message, Holy Spirit. You are aiming for progress. The journey has highs and lows. That don't mean you quit and start over. That means you be like, oh, well, today numbers wasn't high today. All right, tomorrow maybe it'll be better. Like, that's just how you gotta approach things. Man, I know that incredible things happen when I surround myself with supportive people. I am loved. You gotta surround yourself around people who are collaborating, not competing. You have so much people around you. You have sources around you that are also supporting you, and they love you dearly. They hold you close to their heart. So like the video if it resonates, comment down below if you felt the vibe, subscribe. Peace.